Hey Taurus, I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be a general reading for Taurus for July 8th through the 16th. I'm going to be discussing the aspects that are going to be hitting your sign. And we're going to be talking about some tarot messages. Any messages from tarot to help you through that time. First thing we're going to do is pull a couple of crowning energy cards. So let's get some advice first from the astrology from the universe. Black Moon Lilith Mystery. You see that? Okay. Interesting card. Very interesting card. Yeah. It's a time to be careful, to think about what might manifest over anger and bitterness or revenge, you know, because what you've worked so hard for can easily collapse with this energy. But we're going to talk about it in a minute. Let's pull a wisdom of the oracle. Interesting. And we'll talk about the aspects that are hitting you guys. And I am going into the 16th just because we do have that lunar eclipse in Capricorn. Might as well throw that in for good measure since it's like the day after the end of this week. Okay, we have the fates. Okay, from the wisdom of the oracle. All right, so let's talk about the crowning energies first before we get into anything. So Black Moon Lilith. Yeah. Very cool story, Black Moon Lilith. Those of you who don't know, you know, she was the ancient goddess of mystery and transformation. It's a very in-depth story. I won't go into it here. But when this card turns up in a reading, this identifies that something is lurking. You know, Lilith appears as the dark part of the astrological chart. Okay, so she's our shadow side. The dark face of the moon, where mysteries and unexplained occurrences, you know, lie in wait, waiting for us to discover them so that we can address them. So you're probably feeling right now that you're waiting for something to happen, but you don't have all of the information or facts, or you feel like something's hidden or something's mysterious or just unknown to you about something in your life right now. It's like something is stalking and you really feel it here. But Lilith is very sharp, and she knows, and she senses, right? She processes what is there, right? And because Lilith feels slighted, Lilith always feels slighted, she can represent a very formidable foe or dangerous enemy for sure. But through Lilith, we discover creativity and the beauty that exists in the darkness. As long as we keep our own demons in check here and under our rule, it could all really end up just being very illuminating for us, for sure. Okay, so this is all about arousal, and there's a lot of seduction here. So this is a very pretty clear overtone that's going to be set for this week for you. Okay, and then next we have the fates. Okay, which is a wisdom of the oracle card. And this is about, guys, this is the serenity prayer card. You know, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Very important idea here is that some things are karmic, some things are fated, and we're not supposed to really understand everything, you know? And as far as relationships go, any relationships, other people are who they are. You can't change them. And the challenge here is to accept them as they are and not to try to make them otherwise to suit you. Because this is a time to look at how you might attempt to mold people to fit your view of how you think they should be so that you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort, you know? So you have to just think about, like, what if who they are and whatever is going on is just simply the way it is. But you want to keep in mind, though, whatever relationship this is that you're dealing with is very fated. And that you're meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of this relationship in your life. You know? But it's fate. It is fate. So let's see what the tarot and the aspects might indicate as far as additional messages for if this is, you know, something that's good for you or not good for you. But having that Black Moon Lilith as the as a crowning energy is very interesting, because this just tells me, like, you guys are just there, like you're ready to pop, you know? You're either ready to take off in a new direction in your life, or You're really ready to address something with somebody. You're just very ready for something. Something that's just going to require the deepest part of who you are inside. Yeah. All right. So we're going to pull 2 cards, one main energy and then one clarifying energy for each day of the aspects that we're going to be discussing. All right. So let's just pull the cards and then we'll talk about what advice Tarot wants us to have throughout each of these aspects as we're dealing with them between July 8th and the 16th. Ooh, we got the Sun card. Love it. You got some nice energy here towards the middle and end. Okay, waiting. Okay, 3 of Swords, reverse. Some synchronicities here, some reverse synchronicities. It shows me that you guys are thinking. Lots of thinking. But I like, can I get these cards to stand up? I like that the Sun is here because it does illuminate and lighten up any negative energy that might be in the spread. So that's good. All right. So let's just get right into this. Let's start with July 8th. Let's talk about some of these aspects. All right. First of all, I do want to mention that you guys have Mars in Leo in your 4th house of home and family. It did enter on July 1st, but it's going to be hanging out there until August 18th. And this is the first time in 2 years that Mars has been in your 4th. So this could give you motivation you need to make a change, whether maybe you're decorating your home or moving, anything to do with your home. But since the red planet can tend to flare up strong emotions at the same time, this means it can lead to some conflicts on the home front or someone acting out their anger or jealousy. You know, keeping in mind that Leo energy, right? Because that Leo is fire and there's a lot of ego there and there's a tendency for jealousy. So knowing this energy is in the air might help you just to be a little more patient with someone in your life who's hurting. But that doesn't mean you have to be their punching bag, you know? And at the same time, guys, remember that we are dealing with the current Cancer new moon, solar eclipse energy that hit on July 2nd. Hit me hard. I don't know how you guys are doing with it. And Mercury retrograde did hit on July 7th, right? The day before this energy is starting here. But those aspects, we're going to be dealing with those, you know, for a while. So it's not like those stop. So it's kind of like the undertone here, okay? So for July 8th, we do have a Venus in Cancer square Chiron in Aries and Venus in Cancer sextile Uranus in Taurus. And this square is going to bring challenges in love and self-esteem and money. But hopefully find some resolution in the trine, because conflicting energies can be happening internally, externally, or both during this aspect, okay, from an astrological viewpoint. On the same day, we also have Mercury in Leo conjunct Mars in Leo, which is a great energy for feeling brave, summoning up energy and creativity and fun. You know, mental Mercury and motivator Mars are going to meet up again, this time while Mercury is in retrograde. So there is an old idea that still has potential that you're nursing. Consider putting a little elbow grease into it, Taurus, because you never know, it might grow legs. And once you revive it with some careful thought and necessary legwork, you know. But let's get right into the tarot advice here. What does Tarot want to tell us about this day on July 8th as far as everything we just mentioned? So we have the Two of Pentacles energy and it's reverse, and we have the idea of 2 back and forth, right? This infinity symbol. You need to make a decision today. You're considering 2 options, and the continual tension between these options, I feel like is kind of getting to you. It's making you feel very confused. Is that better? Yeah, it's making you feel very confused. And in the reverse, this indicates ego and pride can get in the way of practicality. Now, because it's Pentacles, it can indicate irresponsible spending that can cause hardship and financial issues and mistakes that you're going to have to deal with. Many of you may be dealing at work with a very unreasonable boss who's unrealistic about something that can be achieved, putting you under incredible needless pressure. And for others of you, this can show the ending of a business partnership, okay? Because maybe one of you are investing more pentacles into the business than the other. But again, that's that pentacle energy, okay? Regardless, though, because it's reversed, you might be procrastinating a little bit or very indecisive. Now, if this has nothing to do with work or money for you, this could be you feeling conflicted about being able being able to be a supportive person that somebody in your life might need. Now, it doesn't have to be financially. This can just be you questioning your ability or desire to even want to be in a certain relationship in that way. Maybe you don't even want to be supportive of a certain individual. Or maybe you don't believe that they could be supportive of you. Because Pentacles is also just the ability to feel support and values too, you know? So you might be very confused about staying in a relationship because of this lack of support. Yeah, because then we have the Queen of Wands as a clarifier, which tells me that you're ready to step into your power and you don't want to be held back by anyone, Taurus. You just got this beautiful tall wand, which is will, right? You just want to move forward. You know, you don't want, your ideas are flourishing for you right now, and you really feel very ready to show up and just show others what you can do. And you feel like you've been hesitant for too long about something. You don't want anybody holding you back. You really feel the need to express yourself. So make a decision based on your higher good, because in the end, this is only ultimately going to serve your better good, your higher good, which will ultimately and inadvertently end up being the best thing for those people in your life who love you and care about you, or anybody that you have a relationship with, right? And then we have in July 9th here, we do have the Sun in Cancer, opposing Saturn in Capricorn. So you can feel some conflict between your inner and outer worlds, you know, your home and work, two sides of something. And Saturn can bring a heaviness or exhaustion from overdoing in an area. So there is, though, a very strong identifier with this aspect for positive manifestation to happen of something that you've been working really hard on for a long time. But you're tired today, man. You're very tired. You've been working really hard up to this point on something. And like there's a caution here by Saturn that's like a flashing warning light, you know, trying to light your way towards something, insisting that you protect your personal boundaries and not to cross any lines in the sand right now. Boundaries are really important during this aspect. So if you've promised more than you can realistically deliver, come right out and ask for more help or more time or whatever it is that you would need. Yeah, you need help, my friend, because look, you have 10 of Wands reversed. Okay, 10 of Wands is just you carrying too much on your shoulders right now. You've become so used to being overloaded that you've lost sight of why you even do what you do, you know? And you're just always responding to this wide range of demands. And at the same time, this indicates carrying emotional burdens from your past. Yeah. But with the reverse position, this indicates that a lot of these burdens you're feeling may be more perceived than real. You know how it is with ongoing stress, right? Where everything can easily become framed as an issue or potential problem when you feel overloaded and overwhelmed, you know, because you just don't have the energy to have that calm focus when you're feeling overwhelmed. So the advice here is to try to lighten up and take some of the pressure off of yourself. Even if you still need to do these things, get into a space where you keep telling yourself to the point of you believing that you're putting too much pressure on yourself, right? You're fixating on an impossible goal. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. So again, this reversal indicates it's more perceived than real. So regardless though, this just does indicate you being very exhausted between work and domestic commitments while trying to keep everyone else happy. But remember, Taurus, your happiness matters too. Yeah, because then look what we have. Then we have the Temperance reversed. And this indicates an imbalance and unfairness in a relationship and problems with money. This could also indicate problems with money for some of you. But you're just feeling like what you pour into your relationships and work isn't rewarded. And it may not be. That may not be in your mind. And it's just really going to be hitting you on this day. You may be struggling with change in the past. Just the past dominating your future, the past dominating your present, just carrying these issues from the past because difficult old memories are making you feel held back in some way. And the advice here is to try to look at what you need right now in the present. Right now in the present, okay? Because then the next day here, we have July 10th, we have Sun in Cancer, just trining Neptune in Pisces. So this aspect calls for you to start your day with the intention to give others the floor and be more objective and supportive. You got some big ideas of your own, but you also know how powerful the right collaborators should be. So that's a great energy to be in when you're feeling overwhelmed. Let somebody else take over a little bit. But before you attempt to bring anybody on board your project, let them see what a genuinely fair-minded team player you are. There can be blessings on this day, you know, just based from your intuition, which is really, really strong on this day for you. So sweet synchronicities are likely going to be reminding you that through these eclipse storms that we're living through right now, there's always a divine plan, you know? So then we have the Two of Cups energy. It's a nice energy for you to get on this day. Venus in Cancer, and this indicates if friendships have been difficult territory for you recently, a lot of harmony is going to return, peace is going to return, heavy reconciliation energy here, guys. Yeah. A lot of the drama from the past is going to be resolved as you're going to be resolving to put the past behind you. Any ongoing negotiations will go in your favor. Many of you will either be meeting someone new or deepening your love and passion for your partner that you have right now. This is a beautiful energy, but also an energy that asks you to focus on your feelings and your intuition. Yes. Yes, because then we have the Queen of Swords, and Swords is all about thoughts and words. So we want to have this balance of emotions and our thoughts and our words, as this speaks of wisdom and intelligence, perspective, and the ability to see the bigger future, the bigger picture, you know, for your future and what's happening right now in your here and now. So this is her using her Libra energy to quickly assess all aspects of a certain situation to get to the truth, including the underlying psychological motivation of others' attitudes and actions right now. And I feel like this really does feed into the Hierophant card for the 11th, you know, but let's address the aspects on the 11th first. But I think it's interesting that we have this idea of the Two of Cups, that partnership energy with the Queen of Swords. So there's really, you're being asked to have this balance. So what's going on the 11th? We still have that Sun and Neptune trine, but we also have Mars in Leo square Uranus and Taurus, and Mars in Leo trine Chiron and Aries. And this is the thing. While it's hard to predict exactly what these wild and crazy aspects will ultimately unleash, it's probably safe to say that the 11th is not going to be a mellow and uneventful day. Someone's ego will get out of hand, and in general, emotions are going to be running high. So the best thing you could do with these hard-headed planets going crazy on each other like this is to, the best you can, keep a low profile and just watch out for your own temper. That's why I love that you got the Hierophant here, because this is a Taurus energy, which is grounded and earthy, and it's linked to temperance. So this is you keeping your feet on the ground, right? This is like a you energy, right? But this shows support and self-realization and expansion. You're going to be feeling very, very strong on this day, that it's time for you to develop emotionally and for you to develop further spiritually, to really commit to relationships. You're going to be almost philosophizing on this day, just in an attempt to become more spiritually aware, because you're going to be dealing with a little bit of chaos with the aspects that are going to be going on in the sky. So I do like this, because this is you doing your Taurus thing and just digging your feet down into the dirt and staying grounded. But this is another great relationship card. You know, it really is. It indicates commitment, marriage, or simply celebrating the beauty in your relationship. This also shows progress in your career through direction and decisions. It's you really making the most of your gifts, you staying grounded despite the fact that you're going to feel the challenging energies around you, but the energy is going to be supporting you to stay grounded, you know? And then we have, look what we have now. Then we have the Six of Cups, though. And this is all about memories, right? I mean, this is beautiful, right? I mean, this is speaking to the idea of reuniting. This is about happy memories in a time of you recalling something really beautiful from your past. So this is you reconnecting with a time in your life where you felt really happy. Not that things were perfect, but it's a time that you truly, in retrospect, you really valued. And this could be your childhood, or it could be later on. It can just be you being a bit nostalgic, but in a positive way, not in a melancholy way, right? Because it's upright. Some of you are going to be reconnecting with somebody from your past, for sure. Things coming from the past that are going to really serve you right now. So this can be an old flame. This could be reconnecting with old friends, distant family members here. But again, I'm getting a strong rekindling of an old flame or an old friendship, like a really solid friendship that really mattered to you. This was a very profound relationship. And the thing here is, if you felt like you suffered poor treatment in this past communication with this person or past interaction, those feelings are going to clear. And you guys are going to be able to have a much healthier relationship, is what I'm getting. Yeah. And then we have the Sun card. What is there not to love about the Sun? The Sun is entirely positive. It lightens up any negative elements in the entire reading. This is just beautiful. This is about, first of all, it's linked to the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. So it's got to be fabulous, right? This energy is great for partnerships, deepening that energy. This talks about success in a position at work from which you can generate a higher income. For many of you, again, reuniting with an old lover or friend or family member, and things are going to go really, really beautifully. This is just an overall fabulous card. It brings success and achievement, which is why it is one of the most positive cards in the major arcana. So if you've been having a challenging time, the Sun shows up to let you know that every aspect of your life is about to improve. So that's really beautiful. And then we have the Two of Swords. So I am getting, though, that this revisiting to this person, these people, this situation has you in a space of thinking. It was like, you know, the actual maybe reuniting of it could feel really beautiful, I guess, but you're confused. I feel like this was a space where in your mind, you're almost at a stalemate in your ability to reason out what happened in the past. So you really need to rest and think things through before negotiating on how something should look moving forward. As this also can reveal a person that you're crossed with, you're at a crossroads with, right? Because we have the crossing of the swords, and again, the swords are words and their thoughts. So again, this is more mentally. So this is more you guys just needing to really talk things out. This usually indicates a need for really healthy communication. Because I'm getting that whoever you were cross with, they have a very sharp tongue. You know, yeah. Yeah, but this is saying that you need to stand your ground and say what you think, for sure. You know, again, remember, swords are our thoughts and words, but keep your feet firmly planted on the ground, Taurus, like you are. Because look, you know, we have all this water behind, which is emotions. You're feeling very emotionally charged by this situation. But you are on the ground. You're not even on the grass. You're on the ground, okay? Keep your feet firmly planted there. And stay in your mercurial space here. Stay in your mind and in your thoughts as you reason out what happened pragmatically in your past with this person, and really be honest with yourself. Like, if you feel like there was an injustice served to you, you have to get it out. If you're going to move forward in this situation, don't bury it because you don't want any drama. It's better to put everything out on the table at this point, is what I'm getting. It's going to bring you have so much positive energy here to do it. So I feel like whatever you end up disclosing, like, listen, it really bothered me or hurt me when you did this, this, and this, the energy supports you just having this air clearing right now, you know? And then we have on the 16th of July, that's the full moon and lunar eclipse at 24 degrees Capricorn. And with Venus in Cancer opposing Saturn in Capricorn, this is going to be you're going to be feeling this fullness, this completion, this culmination, this something bubbling to the top, something coming to fruition. Venus opposing Saturn often brings clashes or overstimulation in the money or love areas. So this is, again, just to be forewarned is to be forearmed, you know. This eclipse is especially going to be powering up your expansive 9th house. And because it's alongside Pluto, you might finally achieve or really feel this certain vision or this entrepreneurial project that you've been trying to get off the ground. You're finally going to feel like you're able to make progress moving forward, right? And if you need some advanced training or coaching for this particular project, business idea, however it is that you see yourself moving forward, this is a great time and a great energy to sign up for a course that you might need, or just seek out the right person who can guide you in this way. So the tarot that is advising us for this day is, we have the Four of Swords energy here. And this is just you, to me, this is you remembering the pain and the truth that you lived through with the person from your past. And this is you just reflecting on what happened. You know, I'm getting like you might have felt a sense of betrayal, any disloyalty. I feel like that, you know, the two of these together, because we have the Four of Swords upright, but then we have the Three of Swords reversed. So I feel like you're in a pretty clear headspace as you reflect on these things. But when you get into that space of reflecting, that reversal is reminding you of the pain of a truth that you lived through with the person from your past, right? And that disloyalty on some level, you know, and this doesn't have to be a significant other, guys. This could absolutely be a friend or a family member or even a colleague, all right? But this is you very much needing to go into a space to recharge your batteries, because you're going to need more of a mental space and private time more than usual right now. So in this sense, the energy is nudging you to take some alone time to recoup and recharge so that you could think all of this through. You know, because this reversal, though, just indicates that you guys are working through what happened in an attempt to like clear the deck so that you can work on starting something over with someone. You know, and again, the reversal also does indicate some drama and some arguing. But you know what? Sometimes it's necessary. That's healthier than just burying something. So in a sense, you know, despite the upheaval that you might be feeling in this space, at least feelings are going to be expressed, you know? And a lot of confusion and pain is going to be shared and released. So I think that's entirely positive, guys. I think you have a really good reading here. You have a lot of change. There's a lot of change. You guys are feeling, I get this feeling like, especially with that Black Moon Lilith, it's like you are entering this time feeling almost on the precipice of something, where you know you just feel the bubbling up of something happening in both career and in relationships. And I feel like even with certain family members. So very, very interesting reading for me. Absolutely. But remember, whatever it is, it's fated, right? Serenity prayer when things get a little tough. Keep your feet on the ground, serenity prayer. You guys are going to be fine. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for your time. And I'll see you probably next week for the 3rd week in July. You guys take care. Bye-bye.